Welcome to another edition of Geopolitics and Empire. Quick reminder, support the transmission. Your support is crucial. You can do that by donating through Buy Me a Coffee, Donor Box, Wise, and other options, which are on the website, geopoliticsandempire.com. And as well, check out the Substack, geopoliticsandempire.substack.com. You can become a paid subscriber there, $5 a month or more, $50 a year or more. And we do private weekly chats with members only to shoot the breeze on current events. I also do a weekly news wrap up of the headlines and the brief commentary. And some of the reviews from some of my supporters today came in. One of them said, best weekly recap in terms of content and format I ever recall seeing, even including my career in corporate America. Muchas gracias de Panama. And another one came in and said, love your weekly digests. Hopium-free zone full of bad weather reports. Best get my umbrella and trench coat out then. Love your work as always. So do check that out. That's the best way to support the broadcast. And our sponsor this month is Mikkel Thorup's Expat Money Show, Expat Money Summit, which is taking place online October 7th to the 11th for free. So you can, all you need to do is register. The link is in the description, and you can watch the summit for free. After 24 hours, you do need to upgrade, purchase the VIP ticket, and you get $100 off if you use my promo code of Empire. And the headline speakers, what's more to say? Ron Paul, Doug Casey, Scott Horton, Tom Woods, Mark Faber. Most have been guests on this podcast, and they'll be discussing how to internationalize, basically. And if you're thinking of escaping the Great Reset to greener pastures, and do check out my affiliates. And if you want, you can purchase a consultation to chat with me. That's all through the website, geopoliticsandempire.com. Joining us on this broadcast today is Cara Leopardo, one of the co-founders of We the Studios, a family-owned streaming platform dedicated to providing quality, family-friendly content. And the platform aims to uphold traditional American values and offer safe, enjoyable entertainment for all ages. The link is in the description, wethestudios.com. Welcome to Geopolitics and Empire, Cara.
Thank you for having me and supporting all of us here at We the Studios. We're honored.
Yes, I love the work that you're doing, the type of work that you're doing, and I want to support it. I want listeners to support the stuff that you're doing. We need to support this alternative economy, so I hope people, I wish you success. But before getting to We the Studios, when I have guests on, I always like to discuss first the problem and then the solution. So you've come up with the solution. And most of us by now are familiar with the cancerous cancel culture, cultural Marxism, LGBTQ plus, transgenderism, and wokeness that's taking over mainstream culture and society, at least in the West, although it's encroaching to the rest on the rest of the world. I never imagined it would be this bad. I've got kids, and I've found Aleister Crowley's Satanism subtly injected in children's YouTube animations that I would show my kids. And then we've got LGBT ideology characters that are coming out in cartoons and films for children. What's your assessment of all of this madness that's taken over the West?
So it absolutely is a cancer. I think Elon Musk said it best, that woke is a mind virus, and it truly, truly is. Now, if an adult wants to subscribe to that, it's a free country that I live in at this moment, partially free, right? But it's not for children. And we really need to let our children be children. And, currently we're seeing, a lot of things going on with politics. And while politics are super important and our elected officials are super important, culture is essentially what is driving policy and politics. So we kind of have to back up a little bit. And some people might say, well, how is We the Studios a public service? Well, our public service is we must change the hearts and minds of our children and provide them with wholesome entertainment. Because at the end of the day, if you don't see it in the credits or you don't see it in the first episode, by episode 3 of almost any series, you're seeing the indoctrination, like you said, the Satanism, the pentagrams, the pride flag, two dads having a little boy wear a tutu and dance for them. I mean, there's really no value that's educational by forcing this down our throat. They're trying to, with their favorite word, normalize disgusting behavior that's inappropriate for children. And that's the problem that we face right now, is that there's no alternative to entertainment for our children. So we have created at We the Studios an alternative to woke madness that's plaguing our screens everywhere, big screen, small screen. It has to stop.
And I think I've heard people say this when it comes to parallel society, parallel solutions, parallel systems, parallel economy. One of the best things that we can do is boycott this corporate globalist system, take our money away from it, and put it towards places like We the Studios, whether it's for entertainment, which is what We the Studios does, or, I've got a de-Googled phone and use Linux, just in every aspect of our lives, take our money out from this corporate system, which is against us, and support the other alternatives. And, I stopped owning a TV decades ago, and I generally stopped consuming mainstream entertainment, including Hollywood. I canceled my Netflix many, many years ago. Do you feel there's anything really good coming out of Hollywood anymore, or is it time really for us to switch towards creating our own spaces?
It's really time to turn off the other mainstream platforms to date. I really haven't seen anything that's wholesome, that shows a man being the leader of the household, the mom being a good, solid mom, a mom and a dad, two kids, a sister and a brother. We're really not seeing that. It's usually the dad is the big goofball who's kind of the idiot who doesn't know what's going on. The mom's kind of the really beautiful airhead. And it's really not representative of what we need to see. We need to see strong men leading the family. I believe in that. It's kind of how our country was founded, right? And strong women, standing right behind the husband and letting the children actually really see that. And we're at a place where we're just not seeing that in TV today. So we're definitely changing the game at We the Studios. We highlight strong fathers, men and women, boys and girls, and that's it. No pronouns here.
And I grew up, as we all did, on all those TV shows, Simpsons, and now I'm forgetting the other one with the guy in the house who drinks beer on the couch all the time. I can't remember. It's been so long.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. You got me.
Yeah, but basically, it's the mother was the leader, and the husband, the father, was sort of this goofball. And the problem with that, looking back now, when you're a kid, you don't know anything. What's really going on, the subtleness of the propaganda, and you begin to emulate that, in your relationships as you get older. And now looking back, you realize that was propaganda to sort of attack the family structure, the man as the leader. And we need to undo that. And so tell us about We the Studios, how it got started, and how it's going.
So I worked in Hollywood for 17 years, commercials, print, and music videos, which means finding the talent that would appear in commercials, print, music videos. And part of that process is you're given from the production company and from the ad agency exactly what they're looking for. Basically, the entire commercial you're given to in advance to find the characters. And increasingly, I would see these roles become progressive. Okay, fine, comes across your desk. What are you going to do? Well, eventually I ended up transitioning into reality TV, and kind of the same thing started to happen. The roles are increasing, and this is reality TV, and they wanted, it was only this kind of African American, and they had to be Aborigines, and they could be anything other than white, anything other than straight, anything other than married to a man and a woman. And really the nail in the coffin for me was 2013. So just do the math here. 2013, a major network that provides programming exclusively to kids, asked us to do a series, Find Pronoun Kids. 2013, I didn't know what a pronoun kid was. And when I went back to the network, what exactly is a pronoun kid? And they gave me the network description of it. It was 12 to 14-year-old children living with no gender, but identifying as a pronoun with the support of their parents. And so this was a really, really long time ago. And, kind of leading up to some reverse racism, my husband and I, who's my business partner, we walked away from the business, relocated to the Midwest, and really just focused on our family while, leaving the corporate world. You find yourself in front of a television, with your little ones, and then added more children to the family. And so I have a unique understanding of programming, there you go, right? In frames and scenes. And I could just realize the propaganda that was riddled in the entertainment. And we canceled all of the streaming services. Our kids literally went through detox. And we started to realize it's the TV. It's the TV. So I'm very action oriented. So in my position and my knowledge and my unique set of skills, it was the opportunity to, do I want to go ahead and complain and continue to watch what's happening, or do I want to take action? So We the Studios was born just about 2 years ago. We built the platform, available in the Apple Store, Google Play Store. Sign up at wethestudios.com. And we started creating original content. So original series, because you can create the platform, but you need to view and have things available for people to watch. It's traditional American values. So our first series, Raising Reynolds, actually features a beautiful family of 6, 4 children, husband and wife, living in Kentucky. And when we screened it, one of the biggest two things were the takeaway from it, for the audiences that we were screen testing it with, is that they felt really good when they consumed the series. But the other thing was, it was shocking that the man was the leader of the household, the dad. And it blew me away. I was like, wow, but they liked it. But it was very noticeable. And I mean, we didn't do that on purpose, but this is the family that they are. It's a strong family. They believe in America. They love our country and they love their kids. And it's really interesting that was like virtually like 99% of the people that consumed that series walked away with, the dad's the leader of the series. And it's amazing. He's leading the kids. And we're gonna bring that back. So multiple shows in development where the same thing will happen.
I just remember that it was Married with Children, the TV show,
Yeah.
and it's again, that not a good role model, if you ask me. And just real quick before going further on We the Studio, so you said you worked in the industry, Hollywood. There's all this talk about Satanism, and it's so controlled. How controlled would you say? My impression is that basically to succeed, you have to do whatever it is that they tell you to do. And then people have pointed out many men in roles in Hollywood films and TV shows have been forced to, at least once at some point in their career, don a dress or something of that nature.
Exactly. And, we are seeing that. And I think the audience, if you don't work in Hollywood, it may be difficult to recognize that, oh, it's funny, this actor wore a dress and that actor wore a dress, and this young, movie star or recording artist is wearing a dress on the cover of a magazine. But we're really in a position where we're trying to demasculize our sons and our sons, our husbands. And as a mom of 3 boys, I'm not going to let it happen. And I will do everything that I can to uplift strong young men, strong fathers, and show that that's okay to be a strong, I don't want to change a tire on the side of the road. I'm going to call my husband or one of my sons to do it. It's just, the reality of it is we need those examples, and they don't exist. The left likes to say underrepresentation. We don't have representation. We don't have representation. That's a complete lie. Every commercial, print, music video, feature film, song has representation of the left. Meanwhile, we don't have representation for a normal, traditional American family, which is why our log line is TV for normal people, because we want to bring that back and create real representation for moms and dads, men and women. And it's okay to get married and have kids. It really is. You're not going to save the planet by not having a kid. It's just not going to happen.
I always joke and tell people, no matter how bad things are, if it is the second coming in the 2030s, make babies that will irk the Cobra Commander Klaus Schwab's and the Bill Gates. Just make more babies. I remember one of my Mexican friends a while back was saying, and he's not a Christian or religious person, but he was saying, you know what, I want to have kids. It's kind of like just to irk this great reset project, and it's it's a wonderful thing to do. And I recall the 1980s. I used to watch all those TV shows and the Chuck Norris movies, the action films, the Mission Impossible original TV show, Fall Guy. Like a lot of the entertainment back in the 70s and 80s was normal, family oriented. And then once you get to the late 80s, 90s, 2000s, it all goes downhill. And so it's like we're trying to bring that back. What does it take to get something like We the Studios off the ground?
I will say it has been the greatest challenge and the greatest joy of my life thus far, personally and professionally. My husband's my business partner, it has involved me learning things that I really didn't care to learn or to work with like technology. I love camera equipment and lights, camera action, all that good stuff. But we built our own app, and so it's a lot of work, a lot of bringing the right people to the table, recognizing within your own self what you can and can't do. So if there's something I'm not capable of, we would seek out the best people to work alongside us. And I really will have to say this. I'm really good at what I do. I'm very hardworking, but that's not enough to do what we've done in the short period of time. I really believe God has his hand on my shoulder, because there's really no other explanation how I was able to cast, create, produce, direct 4 series in virtually 18 months, along with building the platform, create the brand, all of the legal documents and everything that we've needed to do. I mean, it has been so remarkable that I've had people tell me, there's no way you've done this in 18 months. You've been working on this for 4 years, 5 years. And it's true. It's literally been just about 18 months. So God is he's guiding me, and I give all the glory to him for this.
I don't doubt what you're saying. I mean, even just little old me with this podcast that I've been producing for better part of a decade now. And even the stuff that I've experience when it comes to technical issues, it's not easy. And I'm a believer in this space of a win-win ideology that, I go on anyone's podcast, I invite people who are rich and famous on the show, and people who have good analysis that you've never heard of. And I think we should all be supporting each other and not trying to compete with each other. I'm a big fan of PureFlix. We recently didn't renew our subscription, but I think we probably will do so in the future. But I would subscribe to PureFlix and we the studios and whoever else in this space. Are there similar projects being developed in the space, such as we the studios?
It's so funny because I'm glad you pointed that out, because I do believe that if I inspire other brands, which is really funny because it's already happened to us twice, talking to major corporations that say they want to partner with us, and then they put out press releases talking about them launching family-friendly streaming platforms. And so I'm like, okay, I could take it 2 ways. I could say this is a negative thing that a major corporation wants to get into the same space, or I could say this is proof of concept and this is brand. This is proving that my brand is onto something. So I think all of the ships can rise with the tide. I welcome the competition. I welcome the major corporations to do what I'm already doing. I think it's a great thing, because more family-friendly content for our children and our society, the better off we will be. Because again, the culture creates the policy. I mean, these kids on the college campuses and all of these things, it doesn't matter what the laws are. If we are highlighting weirdos, just complete weird people all day, every day, and putting them in their face, this is what these kids are going to identify with. So there are some platforms. So far, I haven't seen, series titles or, names of production companies or anything like that. I've just seen press releases, but it's I think a good thing that some of the big boys want to get in the place that I'm already in. I welcome it.
Yeah, and I've seen the same thing in the podcasting space, that people will tend more towards the podcast or like your studios that are more original, authentic, cutting edge, genuine, and you'll probably see some of these major corporations, the stuff that they're doing will be copycat stuff, and consumers can detect that and will say, yeah, no thanks, we want to go with someone who's really got their heart in it. What impact do you hope that we the studios will have going forward, and other efforts such as we the studios on turning back the tide on the culture, society, families, and the industry?
So our mandate, every network has a mandate of kind of what you want to get across and what you want to do. So our mandate is educate and inspire. And if I can inspire women to be great women, men to be great men, children to be great children, then I'm absolutely winning. I believe in the nuclear family. I'm married with 4 children. I would welcome more. We have a series with the family, the Reynolds. They adopted their 4 children. If we can inspire more people, pro-life, adopt children. I mean, it's really about educating and inspiring the people that consume our entertainment. And yes, it is entertainment, but we can't do politics 24/7, which for me, I could, and I'm extremely involved in my community and politics and do all of the things, but it is really nice to unplug from that once in a while and consume entertainment and not let it be politically charged or have a bias. And I guess we do have a bias. We believe in we don't believe in the pronoun thing. we say one of our log lines is we're not like them. And so you can, take with that what you mean, but we really want to educate and inspire our society and let things like We the Studios and the Reynolds family or Tito Ortiz's fishing show or my cooking series. It's okay to have a family. It's okay to get married and have kids. I hear repeatedly young people saying they don't want to, maybe they'll get married and if it works out great, or if it doesn't, there's no more of this till death do you part, because there's other reality TV icons that just walk away from their marriages repeatedly. I don't want to have kids because I want to save the planet. I mean, we just can't accept that as normal. We're already in a decline in America with our birth rate. I don't even know what's going to happen with that. I know I'm doing my part with 4, but we have to promote these things. And if we don't, and we leave it to Hollywood, they want population control. They want a decline in the population, where we're kind of saying the opposite. We're saying, we have a wedding series in the works because we want to promote that. Get married, have babies, fall in love, have more kids than you can afford. It will work out. I promise. You won't regret it.
No, I saw a meme the other day where it was parents, like during the Great Depression, and parents have 5 kids, and they said, look, if they could raise 5 kids during the Great Depression, now it always works out in the end. I think the system sells you this idea you can't afford kids, and no, it always works out. Is We the Studios is ready to go? People can sign up and consume the content that's there right now?
Yeah. So the best thing to do right now is go to wethestudios.com, and you can subscribe between now and September 3rd for $17.76. And that is for the rest of the year. So it's less than a cup of coffee a day to consume all of our original series and licensed content throughout the rest of the year. Come September 3rd, that will go to a monthly membership. And most of our stars do have promo codes that are offering. We'll bring it close to $7 a month for the rest of the year. But we drop content September 3rd. So you definitely want to get signed up and take advantage of that $17.76 so that, you can have that bargain price. And, we realize the economy in which we live. So we're trying to price it as low as humanly possible. I would hate for somebody to not subscribe because they can't afford it because of these goofy elected officials that we have raising the prices of everything.
It's a topic on the podcast, the inflation wiping out of the middle class. I do have to ask, for people outside of the U.S., such as myself, PureFlix was directed towards people in the U.S., but, I signed up and used the VPN simply to access PureFlix. Any issues with that for We the Studios?
No, not at all. You can download, I believe, everywhere except for China. You can download our app if you have the Apple or Google Play Store. It transmits worldwide. So you could definitely download the app, but you do have to sign up on the website. So, and we're working towards that DoubleClick, but similar to the music app, Spotify, they kind of direct you to the website to actually pay for it. That's kind of what we're doing right now, but that will change in time.
And I do want to ask you, given everything that's going on and what you said earlier, I get tired of politics, and I always tell listeners, sometimes my listeners get a bit schizo or paranoid, and it's just like, you need to unplug, you need to go outside into nature, consume art, literature, take a break from the news cycle. But one of my last questions I want to ask you, just your thoughts on the road ahead for America. There's been talk of second civil war. We've got this Kamala wants to impose apparently communism. Then we got Trump and Kennedy. Are Trump and Kennedy gonna save us your thoughts on the road ahead for America.
So the road ahead, I'm a glass is half full kind of person. So I think we have a ticket right now that's a triple threat. We have Trump, Vance, Kennedy. I think we have to go too big to rig. I'm a huge proponent for using your right to vote. And, maybe don't wait till election day because we saw what happened with that in Arizona, but definitely vote. Don't feel discouraged. I don't listen to the polls because that's from MSN and mainstream media. And they're never, they want to discourage us. But I think we are doing really, really, really well in America with where we're at with the Trump campaign. And, I have one savior, which is Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. But if we can get Trump into the White House, which I think rightfully he will, but we have to be too big to rig. I have my opinions about what happened last time. And I think, we have to learn a lesson from that. And every single vote needs to matter and everybody needs to show up. We just have to show up in numbers that are just so big and so strong, and we can win this thing and really just, show the rest of the world that, America, we're not going down without a fight. Fight.
I like that you said you have your opinions, because YouTube doesn't like particularly when you air that opinion. You can't question the medical health emergency, and you can't question the election results. There was a hilarious meme, Babylon B, that posted the other day, which said Trump took on Kennedy, so if they try to assassinate him again, Kennedy can take the heat. Well, thank you so much, Cara, for being on. Any final thought, and then again remind people where to go?
Definitely. Please check us out at wethestudios.com. Sign up to stay up to date on everything that we're doing, but definitely join as a member. We can do this only with the support of people subscribing to the platform. So please check us out at wethestudios.com. Support us, and we will continue to bring you great, normal TV for everybody. TV for normal people.